Hollywood is in absolute uproar as Rachel Zegler finds herself at the center of a major controversy that could change her career forever. Fans, critics, and even industry insiders are now saying she may never work in this town again. Yes, you heard that right. Rachel Zegler, once seen as a promising new starlet, is now facing the full force of a backlash so strong it's bordering on a full-blown cancellation. And this isn't just an internet flare-up. Multiple sources from inside Hollywood are claiming that Rachel is now being blacklisted from future projects, with studios growing increasingly concerned about her public image, interviews, and comments made during major press tours. So, what exactly happened? Why has Rachel Zegler, who stunned audiences in West Side Story and was cast in the highly anticipated live-action Snow White, become such a divisive figure in Hollywood? So much so that fans are now hearing whispers of her career being over before it truly begins? Well, it started with a series of interviews where Rachel was promoting Snow White. While it's not unusual for actors to offer fresh takes on their roles, Rachel's comments quickly became a lightning rod for controversy. She criticised the original Snow White film, calling the prince a stalker, and described the original story as weird. She said her Snow White wouldn't be saved by a man, and that the remake would focus on leadership and independence. Now, some people applauded her stance, but a much larger segment of the fan base, including longtime Disney lovers, felt her words came off as dismissive, arrogant, and even disrespectful to the beloved classic. It didn't help that her tone in these interviews was perceived by many as condescending. Fans clipped short moments where she laughed sarcastically or rolled her eyes, and let's just say the internet ran with it. The backlash became brutal. TikTok exploded with videos mocking her, memes spread like wildfire, and hashtags like Fire Rachel Zegler and Not My Snow White started trending across platforms. But the real tipping point? When major entertainment journalists and even some industry insiders began to weigh in. Anonymous sources reportedly claimed that studios were regretting their casting decision. Some even alleged that internal talks had begun about minimizing her presence in marketing, a move that's often a death sentence in the entertainment world. And remember, we're talking about a $100 million movie. Disney doesn't take risks lightly, and when the PR becomes more damaging than the promotion, that's a problem. Now let's talk about the cancel culture angle. Is Rachel being unfairly targeted, or is this a case of someone flying too high, too fast, and failing to read the room? Supporters of Rachel argue that she's being held to a double standard. They say male actors have made much worse comments and faced little to no backlash. They point out that Rachel, a young Latina woman, is being attacked for having opinions, and that the vitriol she's facing is disproportionate and dangerous. But critics argue that this isn't about her being outspoken, it's about her lack of respect for the fan base, the source material, and the legacy of a role she was lucky to receive. They say that Rachel came across as entitled, ungrateful, and even holier than thou, turning what could have been a breakout role into a PR nightmare. And then there's the silence. As the backlash has grown, Rachel's social media activity has noticeably slowed down. Her comments have been limited or turned off. Public statements? Practically non-existent. And that has only fueled speculation that Disney and her team are scrambling to do damage control behind the scenes. One source even claimed that reshoots were being considered and that executives were rethinking how much they want her associated with the future of Disney's live-action slate. That's no small thing! When a studio starts reworking trailers, press appearances, or even plot direction just to avoid bad PR, you know it's serious. So what does this mean for Rachel Zegler's future? Well, if the rumours are true, she's not just on thin ice. She's standing on a cracking glacier in the middle of a public relations storm. Upcoming roles could be in jeopardy. Studio executives may be quietly passing her name over when casting. And once you're labelled as difficult or bad press, Hollywood remembers. But here's the twist. This could also be her moment to turn things around. Some celebrities have faced cancellation and come back stronger by addressing the issue head-on. If Rachel were to apologise, clarify her comments, and show genuine appreciation for the opportunity she's been given, some of that goodwill could return. The question is, Will she? Or will pride or bad PR advice keep her from taking that